All right, we are 1 week in and things are looking pretty good. We've had a couple little drawbacks here and there, but all in all, I'm pretty happy, and I'm gonna walk you through what has sprouted. A bunch of stuff has already sprouted, what we have to do to fix things, and what we're going to add and things like that. Okay, we're gonna start over here. This is the overwinter garden. And down here is my peppers that are overwintering. They're doing fine. The basils are all doing good. This pepper plant is really dry. I've been watering once a week and it's not enough. I think I got a little cocky because it just sprang up, but it is actually producing a pepper or two. These leaves just dropped yesterday, so I think if I water it, it should perk back up. This other pepper plant, I decided to give it a shot this winter and it's doing fine. Not producing any peppers yet though. I am not going to produce peppers again next year over the winter. They're happier just overwintering in dormant state, and it's not worth it for one pepper. The other thing I would do is I've got all these small basils I was growing from cuttings, and they're great. This one didn't do so well, but a lot of these are from cuttings, and they're fine. But really, all winter I've been 5 basil plants have been producing my basil for the winter. So next winter, I'm going to not bother with cuttings over the winter. I'm going to take this table. I'm going to make 8 big basil plants in these bags, which I think are 3 gallon, maybe 5. And that's it. No peppers, just the basil. I have a small herb garden with scallions. Actually, the scallions out here, but I just cut it back, so it's going to bounce back probably. Parsley, rosemary, all that stuff downstairs in my office in the window to give me some life. So I'm going to water all these plants. I've been doing them once a week. I did some of these basils once over midweek, but it all desperately needs a water. It's kind of a pain. I got those 2 little watering cans. It takes about 3 runs over to the sink over there to do it. But yeah, we're going to do that and get all this watered, and then we're going to turn to the seedlings. Okay, hopefully that pepper plant will perk back up. You can see it's got one little Thai pepper on there. So that's pretty cool. I had started giving up on getting any this winter, but looks like I'm gonna get one. Anyways, basil. This is, got some sweet basil. And this stuff is Johnny's Seeds Asian basil. It's like Kapur Tulsi. It's pretty good. It's not a Thai basil. It's not a holy basil. It's got a little bit of a spicy taste to it. I like it. I had some holy basil, but it didn't make it. My cuttings of that didn't work as well. Been having a lot of problems. I need to get better at cuttings. That one's dead. That cutting there looks like it might be rebounding a little bit. This one over here died. They do great in the water, and then when I move them to dirt, the roots don't seem to take. So I don't know. I've watched a bunch of videos on it, but we're gonna learn a little bit more about that. But yeah, these pepper plants are kind of a lark. I wasn't gonna do it. My goal was just to keep myself in basil for the winter. I eat basil every day at lunch, good handful, and I made it. So that's pretty cool. This is going well. But next year, fewer containers, not any of these small ones, just the big ones. These grow bags are like sort of a felty material. They're kind of cheap in bulk. I got them off of Amazon. Before that, I was using these plastic nursery bags. And these are even cheaper, but these are a lot cheaper than like Posh Nice grow bags. You can buy these pack of 50 for like 50. They're like $1 each. So I got a whole stack of them over there, which is nice. I should probably get some more of them. But yeah, next year, 8 big, this size grow bags of basil, and I should be good to go. Also, the heat has been a little bit annoying because I'm paying for electricity for the heat and the light. I think I found a place outside to get a greenhouse. Our house is not very good for sun. There's a lot of woods shading things from the south. And just the way the house is situated with the road and everything, it's been really hard to find a place to get good sun for the greenhouse. But I think I found a place for like a little wall-mounted one. Greenhouses are also stupidly expensive, but there's like a $400 4x6 sort of thing that I think will work. I think I found a spot for it. So hopefully next year this will be in the greenhouse and I won't have to use so much electricity and it can all be sun. We will see. We do have solar. It powers in the day, so it's not so bad. We overproduce during the daytime on sunny days, but today is very cloudy, so we're not overproducing today. All right, let's move on to the seeds. We have plants. We are 1 week in. As you recall, these were all planted last week. and we're getting plants. It's so exciting. Look at all these. I mean, this is a miracle. I'm not gonna lie. It's amazing. I just watched a bunch of YouTube videos, did what they said, followed instructions, and now I got hundreds of plants. I'm amazed. Last year I tried to do seedlings, without any knowledge, just remembering what my mom did 45 years earlier when I was a baby. And I got maybe 2 plants out of 50, so, you know, I thought I did not have the ability to do it, but things are looking really good. Oh, actually, this is just all the mystery. That's where the other humidity dome went. Right there, I got 2 on that one. I can take that off. But, okay, so all that being said, this has been great, but we've had some problems. We are going to turn off the grow lights so you can see these things in beautiful, real color here. Down here, right there. Ugh. There we go. All right, so should get it like this. Let's see if I can try. So these plants are pretty great, but I've got some legginess going on that I am not super into. These are my tomatoes. They're a little leggy. From what I understand, leggy tomatoes are fine because you can plant them lower, like right there, when you plant them, so legginess there is not a problem. These are my cucumbers, and they're a little leggy. Cucumbers are vining plants, so that's probably not a huge problem. But anyway, I don't like the legginess. People say legginess isn't what you want. You want stubby plants. So I realized what's going on. I looked it up, and there's a couple things. One, I was too far from the lights. So this is how things were before. Here's a hand to give you some perspective. My lights are probably a foot away from the plants. That's no good. They need to be more like this. So over the week, when I started seeing the legginess, I started figuring out what was going on. Here, let's go white out. I put them onto these bins to get them closer to the lights. But one thing I have to do today, my lights are mounted with Velcro, so it should be pretty straightforward. I have to lower all my lights way down, like 8 to 10 inches at least, to get them right much closer to the plants because they're getting leggy. So another thing you can do to fix legginess is you can put a fan on them. So I've got that big box fan over there on very low setting, and it just blows across the plants. People say use little USB fans and clamp them. I know I have at least one, but I don't know if I have 3, so I don't know if we're gonna do that. We're gonna figure that out today too. But the first thing we gotta do is lower the lights. So we're gonna do that. We got some more stuff to plant. We've got some celery we're gonna plant, I believe, and some bok choy, baby bok choy. My mother-in-law lives across the street, and she loves baby bok choy. And we got a timer, just a cheap timer off of Amazon. It's pretty funny. I have the same timer set up over there on that light. That light didn't come with a timer. And so I was like, it's a good timer. It does the job. We'll get another one. And then when I went to Amazon to click reorder, they had changed the timer into this whole new thing. They said, new design, same URL, same price and everything. And I looked at the new one. It looked okay. And so I said, all right, I'll get that one. But I just opened this package and it looks like it's the old one. I don't really care. The old one was fine. So we're going to probably go another week before we had the timer. We're going to check for water. They got really dry over the weekend, and I added more water on Thursday, so I don't think they're going to need water today. Yeah, there's still some water in there. Finger test feeling okay. And then the dilemma about the humidity domes. I think we're a week in. I think I'm going to leave them one more week. I can't remember if you're supposed to leave humidity domes 1 week or 2. I'm going to leave them on for this weekend, and I will do some research and maybe take them off by the time we do it again. But so today, lower the lights. You get to watch that. Then we're going to plant those seeds there. And then I guess we'll get the timer hooked up even though we aren't going to use it. And then finally, we got some potatoes. Been watching some videos on potatoes. You put them in egg cartons. I got some egg cartons up there. And we're going to get these potatoes ready down on the bottom shelf there to plant some potatoes this summer. I grew a lot of potatoes growing up in Alaska, and they seemed really easy, so I'm going to give it a shot. Again, I got a lot of those buckets there. I got like 15 of those buckets. I'll buy some more. They're cheap, a buck or two for a bucket. Yeah, so we're going to get those ready too. So that's what we got to do today. I'll put you on time lapse. We'll do the light lowering, and then we'll do some planting. Okay, all the lights are lowered. We're gonna turn the lights back on. Here we go. Much closer to the plants. That should really help. Which means I think I can go ahead and put the humidity dome back on these guys. They have all been flapping in the breeze for about 5 days. Cucumbers and tomatoes, most leggy, but that's okay. These might leave these out. These are the watermelons. I don't know if they're supposed to be not leggy or not. I'm gonna do some research on that this week. But the rest, not too leggy. I think humidity is better. And now that they're closer to the lights, we should be good about that. So we are going to take this one here. We're gonna add all the humidity covers again to those bottom three. And then you'll see in here, these are some plantings I did midweek when I got some seeds, some Napa cabbage seeds in the mail. And F1 peppers. I decided to, there you go. Decided to plant some Johnny's F1 peppers, which are very similar to the Thai peppers, but you know, I got 20 Thai plants. But then I got all paranoid. I've never overwintered plants before, and what if they don't work and I have no hot peppers, which is like half the reason I ever got into gardening. So we're planting 12 plants as a backup. You know, worst case, we'll get some from Home Depot or whatever. But yeah, so we are going to plant some baby bok choy and some celery, and then we'll do the potatoes, and then we'll talk some more. And we're gonna add the humidity lid, so that's the next batch. And I'm gonna check everything. I might water some if some of these trays in the bottom are a little dry, but the soil feels moist. So these I sprayed. I think these might need a little water because they haven't been soaking up from the bottom all week. I might add those to a tray. I don't know. We're gonna figure it out, time lapse, and we'll talk to you again after that. Okay, we have planted a bunch more. We got some celery. It's from a company called Isla's. I don't know anything about them. I think it's Utah celery. I got it off of Amazon because I did not order celery and baby bok choy from Baker Creek or Johnny because they were sold out, and now they're 60-day shipping. I should have got it last fall. I tried celery last year by planting the end of an organic celery I got at the grocery store because people on YouTube told me that would work, and it didn't really work. It just rotted away. So I was like, I can't do celery, so I didn't buy it. But then I decided I wanted to give it a shot, so I bought these seeds on Amazon. They had a good rating, but it's weird to buy seeds on Amazon, which is also where I got this baby bok choy. Again, same thing. Couldn't get it in time from Johnny's or Baker Creek. We'll try it for next year. But this is my mother-in-law. She loves baby bok choy. So I'm gonna try and keep her in organic baby bok choy from home this summer. And also I am doing some labeling things. I got to right there before I remembered last week after I made the video and got all this done. My wife came out and inspected my work and she commented it's a shame about these plastic labels. And I kind of agree with her. And she mentioned I had bought I had bought 1,000 or so. I bought like 1,000 of these popsicle sticks because Adam Savage, who I watch on YouTube, I love that guy. He extols the virtues of popsicle sticks and tongue depressors for everything you might ever need. And so I just bought them. They're cheap. I got 1,000 popsicle sticks and 1,000 tongue depressors. And I hadn't found a use for them yet. And then my wife was like, well, what about this? What about as labels in the garden? And she made a really good point. So I decided to give it a shot. They are too tall. One thing I've been struggling with, let's see, where's the, yeah, that one back there, you'll see those taller labels I was using are kind of keeping the lid, the humidity dome, a little bit bumped up here. So I don't know, I might actually redo those today. Yeah, you know what, I might redo those. But so I had to break off the popsicle sticks, but I think they could actually work really well. They'd be organic and they'd be, you know, they'd just be mulched and compost away in the dirt, which would be great. I think, I don't know. I don't know if they bleach or anything. And then, of course, the label maker is great. You can get a lot of info on it, but it is plastic. So I don't know. I thought I would do one. The reason I'm using that is because last year I was using a regular Sharpie and it faded in the sunlight over the summer and I didn't know what anything was. But I got these new Sharpies. They are Extreme, Sharpie Extreme Fade Resistant. So I'm gonna try those. So I did this one here as a test. Extreme Fade Resistant Sharpie on popsicle stick. I suppose if I was super anal, I could use a small, like a branding tool and burn it in, but I hate handwriting. Maybe that's a job for CNC. I've always been fascinated with CNC, but I've never had a use for it. Etching popsicle sticks or labels, that's kind of tempting and neurotic. I could get into that. Anyway, this is done. I'm gonna turn to the potatoes. They're gonna go right down there. And after that, I actually think I'm gonna redo those labels in there that are up there, that are propping up that tray. That's annoying, that humidity dome. So I'm gonna do that. Potatoes, redo labels. Then I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna organize. This is my seed bin, I outgrew it. This is now just the spring, the February planting seeds. Then I got the April and fall planting seeds. And my wife found 2 more of these bins. They used to be her art bins. I got these new art bins for her. So she gave me these. So I'm gonna organize all that. Then we're gonna deal with the compost, which is out there, and I'll take you through all that. But then we are done. So right now, potatoes, redo labels. Let's go. Well, I don't know if this is gonna work or not. Here's the situation. I watched a couple videos. They were like, you can use store-bought potatoes. So I did, I got organic, store-bought potatoes. Then another guy said, you gotta order your potato seeds. And I'm like, what's a potato seed? It's a potato. And then they said they need to be about egg size and you could chop them. So I did most of these. I think I might chop a couple more. But they also said there's a sprout side. And you can see on some of these, like this one, there's a sprout side and there's a side that is where the root was, like that one. And they said you had to put root side down, but they didn't say what to do when you chop one, what to do with the root side. So I'm putting the root side up. I have no idea if these are gonna work, but we're gonna let them sit here and incubate, and maybe we'll have potatoes this year. I don't know. This is a total half-ass experiment. Okay, let's redo those labels. Oh, and I'm gonna rip up the rest of the cartons there and use them for some carbon in my compost pile because I desperately need more. All right. There, I think that's just a lot better. And as you saw in the time lapse, the humidity domes fit much better. Yeah, look at that. Nice humidity dome fit. So we're gonna do that. Now we're gonna move those over there. Then we're gonna go clean that up and we're gonna do compost. Okay, now we're just gonna do some quick cleanup here. So this is the seeds for February planting, and now we're gonna make a April planting and a fall planting bin. Clean up my sticks, and then I think we're about done with this part. I forgot we were going to plant this sage. My sage didn't make it through the winter, so we're going to plant that too in a second. I'm not a fan of these 72 cell 10 by 20 trays. They're the only things they had at my local Walmart, which is the only place I go anymore during the pandemic, and I didn't want to order 10 more, so I just grabbed 2 of these. Thought I'd give them a try. Probably be okay if I was planting a million of the same thing or something, but it's a little weird to just plant these 6 sage here, but I guess we'll see what's up. The soil's pretty moistened. You missed those off camera, so it should be okay for this week. And maybe I'll think of some other stuff to plant. I don't know. I'm not sure how to label these. It's going to be weird, but we're going to give it a shot. All right, so now we're going to go do compost. Good times. Let's shoot a little B-roll porn here of all these pretty plants before we go too. I really got to get a cardboard shredder for the compost. It's a real problem. All right, this is my compost bins. That one is doing leaf mold compost, a bunch of shredded leaves. You just let it sit there. It's a cold compost. Should take a year or two. Not a lot of work. It's kind of nice. This is my supposedly hot compost, although I've been having problems and it's not hot. You can see my compost bins are garbage. Very low tech. Cheapest thing. I wasn't sure if I was going to get into it. Project for the spring or summer is to rebuild these bins into something more usable. But yeah, here we are. Whoa! Oh. Yeah, we keep it covered because we don't want the water. We want control of the water. And it's raining a lot this winter. So the tarp's there, but I forgot to be covered in water because it's been raining for a week. So there we go. It is way too wet, and it is way too, probably too much nitrogen. So we're going to add this week's compost. And we're going to stir it up. And then I think this weekend, I'm probably going to shred a bunch of cardboard and dump it in there to get it some more carbon. But I don't know yet. We'll see what it looks like after we dump and stir. Actually, you know what? It didn't feel too bad. Didn't feel too moist, but it definitely needs some more carbon. So I'm gonna go get my shredded paper and put it in there now. All right, well, that was not near enough. As you can see, my compost is still dead. It was doing great for several weeks, but it died about 2 weeks ago. Definitely think it needs more carbon. So this week I'll be shredding a lot more paper, and I guess I'm gonna start figuring out cardboard. And I could use some of the leaves, but those are doing the different thing. So yeah, we're gonna get a lot more carbon in this next week, so tune in for that next week. Paper shred is useful, but I don't like the white. This is my property line right here. That's my neighbor's property, and it was sort of drifting that way. So I don't know if I'm going to keep doing that. But the cardboard's brown. It'll get heavier. It won't blow away in the wind as much. So we're going to try cardboard for next week. I just got to figure out how to shred it. My paper shredder is not a thick one. I don't really want to spend the money on a new one. You can see how tedious it was with the hand doing. So I don't know. We're going to figure that out for next week. All right.